Kaz sort of said last month, it's not really converting enough, so that's what we've looked at. So initially, and this is what you should all do when you're doing this, I looked at the competition, and Kaz has already pointed out she thinks I looked at the wrong competition, but I looked at sites that are making a lot of money and big companies, and that's the beauty of the web. You can look at big people. So kind of what characterized these home pages, that you can all pick a destination, there's lots of things, lots of stuff to look at, maps. And then I looked at Kaz's homepage, and I didn't necessarily feel that the message was as clear. There wasn't perhaps as many things do people think that indicates you can buy a holiday off this site. We kind of felt maybe it could possibly be misinterpreted for like a personal travel blog. Maybe not such a strong linear path.
Safari holiday from it straight away. Charity. Immediately. What do you get? Charity.
Yeah.
Charity. Charity?
Where's charity?
Animals. Charity. RSPCA.
RSPCA.
Let's have some others.
Something to do with agency.
Something to do with animals.
An adoption agency.
An adoption agency. Very funny looking kid. So that is about your homepage immediately and explicitly saying what you do. Even as the things loading up, the colours, the fonts, the images, the layout, the strap line, the logo, all of those things saying immediately, this is what we do. Yeah?
Yeah. So based on what we saw at those other big travel sites, we took some of those elements, or at least this is what we would do if we wanted people to instantly get the idea that you can buy something off this. This is about holidays. So we kind of put this flash banner on, which is very popular. You could showcase different things because you do a lot of weddings, honeymoons, safaris, whale watching. There's lots of different things you can showcase. We put these down as kind of the strong linear path. You instantly know that this is about picking a destination or picking the type of holiday you're going on, which follows through from what the other sites do. We put some prices on, which was a little bit controversial from last month. And we put some quotes on. So
I'm not doing a package unless it's kind of a package.
Well, yeah.
There are things I like about it.
Overall, is that a little bit more clear that it's a holiday site?
Testimonial site on the front page. That shows what we do.
So it's kind of this
where we
one.
currently are as the homepage. It's the first thing you see. And then this is Daughter's first suggestion.
Obviously very, very rough. You know, it's about the elements, it's not about how it looks, because it doesn't look great.
Okay, any more or less obvious what you do? More obvious? Okay.
And again,
what bits do you like about it? What bits you don't like about it? What could it also need?
Well, it's targeting specifics, isn't it? I mean, you've got like honeymoon, people going on honeymoon, you've got people going on safari, and you've got people who generally like nature, like natural destinations.
And this is what we're talking about with this idea of linear path. On the previous website, it's not quite sure where you're supposed to start, where you're supposed to go. With this, you're supposed to look at it, get an immediate feel and go, yeah, I can follow this for Kenya, and it'll lead me down into a certain part of the website. This will tell me about honeymoons, this will tell me about, kind of facts about going to Africa or whatever. Okay, what else could we do?
The price, I think, is quite a useful thing because it gives you an indication of where this company stands.
But the prices will
be higher.
well, that's okay. I mean, I picked them out of thin air a little bit.
If the price is at a level where people can at least look at it and might think, well, there's a possibility of me going with these people. If you started off at, say, from 50 grand, then you get less people
Let's put aside for a second. Put aside for a second the practicalities of this. Is quite complex to price. How do you feel about holiday sites, higher value holiday sites that don't have prices on them versus ones that do, even if the prices are slightly on the high side? Are you clicking through still if you can't see a price immediately, or how are you responding to it?
Yeah, it's like if you have to ask the price, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Show vans, Johnny. Show vans.
Show vans. This is a kind of very crude vote. Who's for price transparency? Raise your hand. Somehow. Now, if they're all bespoke, how do you deal with that as an issue? Do you put from and to? Yeah.
You put an example of a trip, don't you?
From or a range from this to this. Who's voting just for the from? Yeah.
Yeah.
From. How about from and to?
Yeah.
Well, what, the rest of you didn't respond to either, so which is it? Or something else?
Why not a base with extras?
Say again?
Base price with extras.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Basic price.
And that's very suitable for kids because you upsell a lot. You can have a balloon trip, you could have a 2-day safari, you could have all these things on top of. So you can do an example of a base price for going.
You know outside price transparency, but you know that when they come, they'll say, oh, this, and you'll be way out of the price anyway.
Yeah, but you in the conversation by that
It's
point.
not going to give you the deal on an end-all price of what it's going to
It's
be.
about packages, though. It's about packages.
It's about getting the interaction going in the first place, starting the conversation off.
I'm not knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't want to look like a self-packager.
No.
Say a case study or a typical example,
Yeah.
or this one did this, or something like that.
But don't misunderstand packages. Packages are not package holidays. Packages are like you're sorting it out for them.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's not package holiday. End of story, mate.
The only prices where there are a place where there are explicit prices is on the special offers, which are say,
deals, yeah?
You know, they're deals they're promoted by the individual lodgers and things, and even then they look pretty expensive, don't they?
I'm more inclined to put the prices of the lodge on a description of a lodge. I'm more inclined to say, want to stay at this lodge, it's $500 a night. Want to stay at this lodge, it's 150 quid a night. Then undersell myself, because when it's cheap holidays, I work just as hard for a cheap holiday as an expensive holiday.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to spend my life doing cheap holidays.
How price sensitive are your customers?
How what?
Price sensitive are your customers?
It depends on their destination. If they want to go to Kenya, they're extremely price sensitive because Virgin and all these other sites do it. If they want to go to South Africa, I can get well below package price anyway if I need to. The trouble with package holidays, you go there, there or there. Or you might have a choice of 3. Whereas somebody comes to me and gives me a reasonable budget, and you're talking about $2 grand, $2.5 grand if you want flights, and I will give you the holiday you want, and throw in some 5-star as well.
So maybe that's the angle.
So that's the difference. Yeah.
Maybe that's the angle. I mean, there you've got that Martin's 60th birthday, you know.
Yeah. It said in planning, there's a page called Planning Your Holiday, which explains for each lodge, for each accommodation, there's a $1 to $5 symbol. With $5 is £1,000 a night upwards. $1 is sort of budget, student type, 50 quid a night. And there's a sort of in between.
He's also said we had a budget of this, and we got this.
Yeah.
So we could improve it with fleshing out this personal case study stuff.
I mean, Kes has got some absolute excellent testimonials in there. They are fabulous. People's pictures, people going, oh, I did well watching kayaking, safari, we saw everything, and people like in these fabulous waterfalls. It's amazing. The trouble is, it's hidden under image gallery, which I didn't think was going to be testimonials, and they aren't on the right pages, which is kind of what we said.
They're in your Africa.
So this is almost about having 2 sets of navigation. One is your traditional conventional stuff. Another one is these like sub-sites almost that are linear paths underneath, where you organise the website around their convenience. You put the feedback in the right place for their basis.
I think that's interesting.
Should we kind of have a look at some of the other pages? Because this is obviously the home page, and like we said last week, the home page is not always the important page anymore because people may land at other sections. So the other thing that we looked at a little bit was the menu, because this is again off lovely Virgin site, which is a big site. All these lovely little packages, but they give you a good idea and lead you in nicely. Whereas again on Kes's site, when I go into safaris, there's nowhere really to go. It's not obvious that I can have all these fantastic things. There are some amazing trips listed, but I can't really see them. So what we kind of, in this case, my idea of changing that is if you land on this page, you can, I mean, these are Kes's own pictures. These are genuinely the trips on here. I haven't made this up. But I want to go on all these trips now because I can see them.
I don't think access will pay you enough.
So
See what we can do, George, if you get it right.
that page there then is replaced by that. Yeah?
So if you're landing on that page from Google,
And that one is replaced by that. Yeah? Any improvements that we can give to that? Let's go in and look at. So we're in the going into the decks now. The safari one we followed. We've got these 4 starts here. Any improvements that we can make to this?